Hey guys, DemiGod here with my thoughts and impressions upon the Nioh alpha demo that has recently come out for the PS4. And before I even get started with my likes and dislikes and my overall thoughts about this demo, I have to say, oh my god, Nioh is hard. It's difficult. It takes the difficulty from Dark Souls and Bloodborne and guide and cranks it up into one mixture of difficulty that is hard yet satisfying. Team Ninja Koei Tecmo have done a great job with what they have presented with us, because this game is very, very, very difficult and really makes you watch everything and every little substance of what you do and what you put forth into Nioh. Now, I wasn't expecting this game to be this difficult. It's a Team Ninja game, so I was expecting, minor things here and there. A little difficulty, nothing too much, too major, but my god, Nioh takes the difficulty and cranks it by tenfold and just takes everything like to a limit where you have to watch every single thing that you're doing in Nioh. And big props to Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja, because they have done an excellent job of what they do. And I have to say, this game has actually kept me on my toes more so than Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Now, don't get me wrong, those games are difficult. Those games are strongly difficult. And you'll see in my Dark Souls 3 review, that game has kept me on my toes too. But this game has kept me on my toes. Now, on to my likes and dislikes about Nioh. First, I'm going to start with the pros about Nioh. The first pro about Nioh that I've noticed and liked so far is that Nioh gives you an option of whether you want resolution over FPS or you want frame rate over resolution. Now, what I mean by that is that there's an option in the option screen where you can have the best resolution possible and have an unstable frame rate, or you can have the most stablest frame rate and have just an okay visual and resolution. Now, more games this generation need to do something of an option like that, because that is actually one of the niftiest features about Nioh that I like so far, that it gives you an option of what you want to pick between those two. Another thing that I like about Nioh is the visual art style. I love feudal era Japan-esque games. I love things around the time of it. I love how colorful it gets, especially when you're dealing with the spirits and the yokai and everything around you and the kodachi. It just really looks great. It really looks great. It looks great in action. The combat looks great in action. It's fun to look at. I love everything about the art style, particularly of Nioh. I think that's one of the coolest things about Nioh. Well, not one of the coolest things, one of the good things about Nioh, that it has a very unique visual art style. Now, another thing about Nioh that I like that involves the online scale is that you see the graves of where players died at, and you can fight the ghost or the revenant of said player and take their gear and armor or weapon or whatever it gives you in that drop. I think that was a nifty feature that they put into Nioh, that you can take the gear from a fallen player online and take it. It's a cool thing. I actually like that option. I actually like that. Oh, I can just click on a player's grave, and if they have an armor set that I want, oh, why not? Let me take that off you real quick. You don't need that anymore. And that's honestly a cool feature. Like you see in the previous clip where I was just using that giant hammer, I took the hammer off this player and began to use it. So I think that that's another nifty thing that Nioh has in its banks. Now, I do like the combat in Nioh. I think it's a great thing. It actually gives you more than just, here's one-handed use, two-handed use. It improves the one-handed and two-handed usage by the usage of stances. You have a mid stance, low stance, high stance. Mid stance can be used for more defensive techniques and everything else. High stance is for more offensive maneuvering, if you just want to go in and try to hack and slash your way through, which isn't a viable option, but it still is. Low stance for if you want to hit quickly yet not do that much damage. Nioh gives you a ton of options in regard of your weapon usage, or how you want to use that weapon, or how you want to play with your armor sets and everything. It has a lot of things going about it for the combat and the inventory usage of this game. So I definitely dig that. I like that it gives you free reign and controls everything that you do, but it gives you still the chance to monitor everything that you do as well, which is also a cool thing. Now, my dislikes about Nioh is that once again, I have to repeat myself that this game is actually very much difficult, more so than your average player will take. If you don't have the patience to handle this game per se, then this game really isn't for you, or it really won't bring you in, and it actually turn you off a lot more. Because when I first started playing, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't find the rhythm just yet for me to begin to enjoying it. But I noticed that it really punishes you low level. Now, most people won't have the patience in that regard to continue on going like some of us will, like myself personally. But I feel like this game really punishes those low level players. Now, it isn't a bad thing per se, but it can definitely be used a lot more than what it gives you. Now, another dislike I have about Nioh is that if you don't level up enough, then it turns into a big grind fest. Now, I don't have a problem with that myself, but I know people really don't want to take the time to grind and everything else. And it can be a big turn off to some players to grind that out. Now, I like grinding. I don't mind grinding or learning up or whatever I have to do, but I can see how a lot of people be turned off about that. And my last and final thing about Nioh is that the stamina bar is completely depleted, and that animation really turns me off a lot. Like when he takes a second to breathe and get himself back adjusted, I feel like that is completely unnecessary, and we can just take that stamina bar to our usage. But yes, folks, I am definitely interested in Nioh. I'm definitely interested in what Nioh brings. I thank you guys for watching my Nioh thoughts and impressions. I have 2 more videos coming for you guys on Mirror's Edge Catalyst, my thoughts and impressions on that, and the NX. I'm going to do my first opinionated piece. Stay tuned for those, folks. Those videos are coming soon enough, so be on the lookout. And thank you guys for watching this Nioh video. You guys are awesome. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of this.